All right, so I wanted to go over quadratic formula and where the quadratic comes from. Quadratic formula comes from specifically completing the square using the quadratic equation in standard form. So let's look at our quadratic equation in standard form. That's going to be y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, so when completing the square, I need to put this, set this equal to 0. So this becomes 0 is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. I then need to move my c over. So this is going to become negative c is equal to ax squared plus bx. All right. So the completing the square says that I take the b value. First of all, I have to divide by a. So I'm going to divide every term by a. Oof, this gets really fun. This is going to be negative c over a is going to be equal to x squared plus bx over a. Okay. Now I'm going to take the bx term. In this case, it's going to be b over a. And I'm going to divide that by 2, and I'm going to square it. Okay, so this fun thing is going to become 2b over a. That whole thing needs to be squared. And then, hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Let's see, 1, which is it? Yeah, 2b over a squared. Then that's going to become 4b squared over a squared. Because the power rule says that that 2 needs to get distributed to all of the terms inside the parentheses. All right, now we're going to add this to both of our sides of our equation. So this is negative c over a plus 4b squared over a squared. It's going to be equal to x squared plus bx over a plus 4b squared over a squared. Whee! Man, this gets really gross. All right, we are going, this over here is a perfect square trinomial. So this is going to become x plus 2b over a, and that's squared. I can combine like terms here. Let's see here. How do I want to handle that one? Let me see here. That's going to be 4b squared minus c. That's going to be over a. This is over a squared. Combine like terms, if I multiply this side by a, this becomes 4b squared minus ca over a squared. Okay, that would work. Yep. So we're going to say 4b squared minus ca over a squared. I think I made a mistake somewhere in there, but let's see. All right, now I'm going to take the square root of both sides. We'll see if I made a mistake. I might have to redo this. We'll find out. All right, it should give me the quadratic formula, which the quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of 4b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right. I'm going to take the square of the top and the bottom. So that's the square root of 4b squared minus, yeah, this should be 4ac. The 4 should be over here, not here. I made a mistake somewhere in that with that 4. I think the 4 needs to be on the bottom. Yep. That's where I made the mistake. The 4 needs to be on the bottom. Hold on, let me back up. That should have been b over 2a. Okay, squared, which then this is going to become b squared over 4a squared. There we go. Now we're going to add that to both sides. This is going to work out. Okay, now we got it right. So this is going to be b squared over 4a squared minus c over a is equal to x squared plus bx over a plus b squared over 4ac, or a squared. All right, now this right side is a perfect square. That is x squared, not x squared, x plus b over 2a. That's squared, okay? This is going to be, now keep creating a common like denominator. So that means I'm going to multiply this right side by 4 and an a. So then this is going to become 4a squared. Then this is going to become b squared minus 4ac, because that 4a needs to be distributed to the top and the bottom. All right, now I'm going to take the square root of the top and the bottom. Okay, square root the top becomes 4 squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's going to be equal to plus, or really that should have been plus or minus. Hold on. Plus or minus. There we go. Then this becomes x plus b over 2a. All right, I'm going to get rid of that 2a that's underneath. So that means I'm going to multiply by 2a. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2a. This becomes plus or minus the square root. B squared minus 4ac is going to be equal to, hold on, wait, back up. I'm going to actually keep that 2a on the bottom. And we're going to make it common. We're going to move the b over 2a over. So I'm going to subtract, because I want this, I'm going to solve for it. We're solving for x. So I'm going to subtract the b over 2a. So this becomes negative b over 2a plus or minus. Let me scroll down. So this becomes negative b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. It's equal to x, which we have common like terms. So this is going to be negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and that's equal to x. That is the quadratic formula. All right, there we go. Only took me 7 minutes after a couple of mistakes, and I had to go back. Not bad for going fresh for completing square on the quadratic formula after not doing it in a while. All right, that's how you find it. Don't worry about knowing how to do that in terms of when it's in standard form and you have no numbers and it's all just variables. That's just the proof behind using the completing square to get your quadratic formula. The quadratic formula makes it easy for us to use so that we can use the quadratic formula and not have to go through that whole nasty gross mess that I just did. See you on the next time video where we will talk about the quadratic formula. See you later.